What's up, YouTube? Just want to give an update on the sump for Project FOWLR. Alright, so here's a rundown of what's going on. So we've got 2 down pipes coming down from the overflow box. This is the eShop's PF 1200, and this overflow box is very loud. So you could see what I stuck in there. I stuck in some foam from some other filter media stuff I had laying around, and that quieted it down a whole lot. And then this last pad here is just a Mr. Clean pad for cleaning stove tops. I also use it to clean glass on the aquarium. So it's got 1 down pipe, and the downflow is very good. The one modification that I have to make is I got to drill a hole in the outlet because right now I do get a siphon. But other than that, everything's looking good. So here's the plumbing coming down, and we've got the EV 180 skimmer. You can see the skimmer is making nice foam and nice nasty skim. And when I walk around, I'll show you what it's going into. So the gate outlet on the skimmer is actually pushing the water over, so we're kind of getting a little waterfall action here. So that actually gave me an idea. I will append a video showing what I'm going to do before I upload this. But you can see what the skimmer's resting on. I have 16 inches of baffle in the first chamber. So there are these crates that you can get from Home Depot for like $1.50, $2, and that's what it's resting on. And I've got the return pump sitting in the crate underneath it, and got a nice large refugium. The refugium's over 2 feet long, gigantic. So I'm looking for some ideas. I do want to put some form of miracle mud in there at some point, but for now I'm going to show you what I'm going to add. So we have the patented overflow of the last chamber here. I've been talking about that patent, and I've got 1 layer of filter floss. You can see how dirty and brown it's gotten in the first couple of days. And I've got some bags of carbon underneath, and then I've got another layer of filter floss underneath that. So pretty much everything that gets past the refugium is going to get stopped here. So we have nice clean water going into the return area. This is the bubble trap, and this is the Mag 7 return pump. So I'm going to walk around the side here so you can see what's going on. We'll take a quick look at the display. Everyone's going to real happy. I just turned everything back on, so there's probably a little debris blowing around the display tank, but everything's looking good. I'm actually going to do some aquascaping. I'm going to move some rocks around. I took some live rock from Project Cubal over here. I did some rock rearrangement there too. So I'm going to be stealing some rock from this structure here and building another little mountain over here, because I've noticed that everybody at night is cramming into this area to go to sleep. The nitrate trigger actually goes into the hole over there of this rock. He sleeps there. And then Kiki, the Picasso trigger, she's sleeping in the rocks right here. So that's where they're going at night. The anemone has kind of situated itself, so what it does is during the day it'll elevate itself to get light and food, and at night it'll just lower itself down into the cave. So it's pretty much figured its routine out, and that's been going on for a little while now. So let me show you underneath here. So this is where all the skimmate's gonna run into. I had an issue because I had the bottle attached here and it was actually overflowing. So I did some thinking, and I think the problem was I didn't have a hole drilled for air to come out. So I went ahead and drilled a hole in the side here, and I got a Tupperware container that I was storing some live sand in, just in there as some extra insurance, just in case the bottle's not catching everything. So I'm going to watch that for the next few days. I was over at Big Lots today. I was returning a plant stand that I was intending to put the EV180 skimmer on, because it can sit outside of the sump. But after reading about the leaking issues and actually experiencing some of it myself, I decided to go ahead and put the EV180 back in the sump, as you saw earlier. So I was mentioning that I'm getting a waterfall coming from the EV180, dispensing water through the gate. And, you know, I'm thinking maybe I can make use of this. So over at Big Lots, they have these baskets. The large ones are like $2.50. The small ones are $1.80. And it just so happens that I'm building a sump for my 12-gallon Nano, and it gave me the idea of, well, why don't I just set up some Chaeto with some live rock. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Is I'm going to be setting up some Chaeto live rock, and I'm going to be hanging it off the baffle, and that's going to give me a little bit of filtration action going with the water falling the way it is. It's going to tumble through the basket. The basket will keep the Chaeto in place, so it's not blowing all over the place, and that could lead to maybe doing the same thing with some other macroalgae. I am going to be getting a grow light in the next day or two. It's already on the way. It's a cheap light. It's not nothing fancy, but it's the size that I want, and it has the spectrums that I'm looking for. It's got the red spectrum, the blue spectrum, and it does have some 6,000 to 6,500 K white spectrum, as well as some infrared. So that light will be here in the next day or so, and we'll see how it grows. But you know, just an idea that I had, and I'm going to go ahead and put everything in place now so you can see the next part. Okay, so I had a piece of baffle left over, and I needed to go get some new baffles cut from my 10-gallon sump that I'm building. So Bubby over at Glass and Mirror Services hooked me up and cut the baffle that I had down to size, so it would fit right on top of the refugium here. So this is actually going to give me a platform to place my grow light, and you can see that I got the Chaeto in underneath it with some live rock to hold it in place, so you guys can kind of see what's going on here. The reflection is pretty bad. Let me see if I can get it from the side. So yeah, I now have a tumbler for my Chaeto, and I could still do other things such as Miracle Mud down on the bottom. I've got a sand bed down there, just some black sand that I had sitting around. I figure any sand down there is better than nothing, than having a bare bottom. And so that's what we got. So there's your $2.50 algae tumbler. Just go down to the Big Lots, or maybe your other stores have something similar. Here is I've modified a Tupperware container to collect the skimmate out of the EV180. Lots of nice dark stuff coming out. And you'll notice that I've got the grow light all set up. And what I did was I moved the basket of Chaeto down to the bottom of the refugium with some live rock in it. And if you'll notice, I've got a juvenile maroon yellow striped clownfish hanging out in the refugium right now. He's a little small. I do want to, or it is a little small. I want to pair it with my large one. But when I put him in the aquarium, he was getting bullied so much that he was just hanging around on the surface. So I'm just going to let him grow in the refugium for a few months until he can fend for himself and hopefully be able to pair with the adult clown that I have up top. I may move the basket back up top here and throw the Chaeto back in it. If you guys comment and let me know what you think is better. Is it better to have the Chaeto down bottom or up top? I didn't cut the handle off both baskets, so I can still set it up there to hang. So anyway, that's it. Thanks for checking out my video. Please subscribe by clicking on the clownfish button.